A tourism cruise at Bargi Dam, about 40 kilometers from Madhya Pradesh's Jabalpur, turned into a deadly tragedy when a boat carrying around 40 to 45 passengers capsized in the Narmada River backwaters. Hello and welcome to The Print. I am Samah Qundeel and let's see what happened. At least 9 people have died, several are still missing, and survivors are now raising serious questions about safety lapses and ignored warnings. Of the 24 rescued, 17 have been hospitalized. 9 others, including 5 children, remain missing, though this number still needs clarity. The incident took place on Thursday evening. Survivor accounts described just how quickly things fell apart, describing the winds intensified as soon as the boat reached the middle of the dam, and the vessel capsized within 2 to 3 minutes. The boat remains lodged nearly 20 feet deep in the reservoir. But what's more alarming are the survivors' allegations. Passengers say they repeatedly warned the crew to steer the boat back to safety as the weather deteriorated. Those warnings, they claim, were ignored. Eyewitnesses on the shore say they too signaled the operator to turn back, but the boat continued its route before overturning midwater. Survivors have also pointed to a lack of basic safety measures, like how there were only 2 crew members for nearly 40 passengers and no proper guidance during the emergency. As panic set in, passengers were left to distribute life jackets among themselves. Some even alleged that the crew failed to step in at all at a critical moment. Rescue operations began soon after, with teams working through the night despite poor visibility. Over 20 people have been rescued, and many of them were hospitalized, but several people, including children, are still missing. Among the victims were a mother and her 4-year-old son, whose bodies were later recovered in a heartbreaking scene with the son held tightly in the mother's arms. The two were part of a family of 4 tourists from Delhi. The father and daughter managed to escape the accident. There is also confusion over whether passengers were even properly equipped with life jackets. While officials claim they were, survivors insist safety protocols were either missing or poorly implemented. Notably, cruise captain Mahesh Patel, who had a life jacket on, survived the incident. Another key question now being raised is this: why was the cruise allowed to operate at all? A yellow alert had already been issued by the Indian Meteorological Department warning of strong winds in the region. Critics say ignoring this warning points to a serious lapse in administrative oversight. State Minister Rakesh Singh, who visited the site following the incident, called the incident most unfortunate and announced compensation of rupees 4 lakh for the families of the victims. Chief Minister Mohan Yadav, in a post on X, wrote that rescue efforts are ongoing and has assured full support to those affected. The Prime Minister office also announced in an X post that the next of kin of each person who lost their life would receive an ex gratia payment of rupees 2 lakhs from the PM Natural Relief Fund, and the injured would receive 50,000 rupees. As investigations begin, the bigger picture is becoming clear. This tragedy may not have been just an accident. Multiple factors appear to have played a role: sudden severe weather, ignored warnings, possible safety lapses, and inadequate crew response. And now there are growing calls for accountability, because for many, this disaster could have been prevented. Thank you for watching. For more such content, keep following The Print.